Hi, and welcome to this video. In today's video, I will show you how to set up an automated system that creates LinkedIn content on autopilot and also schedule them while you sleep or while you're doing other business activities, giving you peace of mind. And why is this important? Well, if you want to grow your business on LinkedIn, you need to post high quality content every day. And to be able to post high quality content every day without a system, that is very challenging. It was challenging for me. And so that's why I decided to create this system. A system takes away inefficiencies, allow you to um, deliver consistently and increases your productivity. So this particular system has two components. The first component is the content creation part here on top, number one. And the second component is the scheduling part or the automation. And before we delve into the automation, actually for this video, we are going to focus on the first component so that the video is not too long. And the next video, which is right after this one, is going to focus on the scheduling part. So here is the automation, the first part. And before we discuss it, we need to talk about the database. The database is part of the system. So this is where you record the topics. And anytime an idea pops into my head, I just come here and put it in column A. Column A is to capture the topics, and column B is to capture audiences. It is not a mandatory field. And if you don't put that, it's going to default to small businesses. So once a new content is put here, it will kickstart the automation. I will talk about these other columns later at the appropriate place. But now I'm going to go back to the automation and give you an overall view before I show you the different prompts and filters and what have you. So the automation is started by this module here, which is watching changes in the spreadsheet we just saw. And then I added a sleep time of 2 seconds to allow me or you to put time to put the audience in column B. So if you are typing fast, you don't need 2 seconds. But if you're typing slow, then you may need to increase this to 4 or 5 seconds so that you have enough time to put the audience before the automation completes. And so the next part is this is going to fetch all the columns in the spreadsheet so that we can access them in later modules. And then the next module creates a file name so that I can save whatever I want in Google Drive later. For now, I am saving the final output in Google Drive with a file name based on the topic. Since the topic can be 1 sentence or 2 sentences, you don't want to take this long sentence and put it on a file name. That is the purpose of this one. The purpose is to shorten the topic while maintaining the essence of the topic. And then I have a module that creates variable to make it easy to access certain aspects later in the automation. The next is these 3 modules creates the content. Some people think that Claude is the best at creating content. And sometimes I found ChatGPT to create great content as well. So I wanted to blend the both of two worlds. So the first creates the first pass of the post using ChatGPT. The second creates the second version using Claude. These two have exactly the same prompt. And then there is a final here that combines the output from Claude, from ChatGPT and from Claude without losing the meaning of both, but condensing them and creating a final output. Then I have another module that creates titles. I like to have options of selecting which title I want. Maybe the first title created wasn't good enough for me, and so I want to have options. That's why this is going to create 5 different titles, and I can look at them and say which one is best for me. And then once everything has been created, I want the spreadsheet to be updated with the information. So if we go to the spreadsheet, so it should put the file name, it should put the first pass from ChatGPT, the pass from Claude, and then the hybrid of the two. And then these are the titles. And this, the default is going to be title 1. And then after you review the different versions and you decide that you don't want the final title, you can use the one from Claude or from ChatGPT in this one, because the later automation, the scheduling portion, is going to look at this column to pick up whatever was in here to post. And all right, this is the title. So I was pointing to the wrong. So it will look here to pick the whatever is here. This is what is going to be posted. And if you have images, you are going to enter the image URL here so that the image or video, what have you. So if you have image, the automation for LinkedIn is going to be different from video. That's why I have this selection. And once the content was created, this will be marked as new so that the scheduling portion knows that this hasn't been posted. It needs to be posted. And also, when there is new here, no content is going to be generated again for this row, so that you don't generate content twice or several times for the same thing. So content is generated if this column doesn't have anything. So now let's go back to the automation and start dissecting this automation. So the first portion, this here, is creating a webhook that is going to be used in the spreadsheet. All right, so there are 2 options to have a webhook in this module. The first option is an add-on to Sheets called Make for Google Sheets. But currently, that add-on is having some issues. It's not working. It is this add-on that I use initially to create this automation. But make.com is trying to solve the problem, and they haven't been able to solve it yet. So I decided to use another option. But I will make a video later on this one once they solve the problem, so that you have more options to choose from. So going back to the automation, for this webhook component, the alternative I use is AppScript. So this is where this is an AppScript that Claude created for me. So I just gave it a prompt that I would like an AppScript to trigger something in Google Sheets, and it gave me this script. So what you have to do when you have this, you are going to copy it And then I'm going to go to a blank sheet here so that you can see the whole process from the beginning, so you can replicate it. So this is a new spreadsheet. So you are going to go to extensions and click on AppScript. And it's going to give you this. So you're going to delete this and put your new script here, and make sure the webhook, you have this webhook. Right now, this webhook is a webhook that I created. You will need to remove this and put your own webhook over here so that it will work. It will work. Once you have this, you just click save to save. And once you save, you need to trigger it. So you're gonna click on this trigger button, and then you're gonna say add trigger, and you're gonna pick the name of the function. So the top function is create a trigger over there. That was, and then you're gonna scroll down. You're gonna leave this head. You're gonna leave this spreadsheet, and you're gonna change this to on change, so that anytime there is a change. So, and then you're gonna click save and wait to get a response. It's loading data. Now you're going to give permissions. I'm going to select this one and then scroll down all the way and say allow. And then you need to wait until you see it active. Now we are good to go. Now that this is here, anytime we put something in the spreadsheet, it's going to be activated. So this is what I had here for the other spreadsheets. And yeah, so we're going to go back to the automation. So now we have this automation. We have a webhook, and then we connected with the webhook to Google Sheets. So we're good to go. And then the second here, it's just the tools. That's the sleep module that you put 2 seconds there. And then get range. So this, in this module, so you're going to find the get range module, and then you are going to change this spreadsheet. You're going to click here. It's going to prompt you to go through your drive and add the spreadsheets. Then you're going to select the tab name. The tab name of my sheet is LinkedIn Content Planner. And then you're going to tell it which range to go to. So the row 1 is headers. So this row 2, that's where the content input starts. So, and then you'll click save. And then, let me go back just in case there are new people who don't know how to access these modules. So let's say for the first one, when you open make.com, you're going to have a purple button here. So create new scenario. You select that, and then you're going to pick a scenario. But since I don't have a new, I'm going to click the plus here to access the same thing. So when you click on, and then you search, for example, watch Google Sheets. So let's say Google Sheets. And then we pick the watch row, watch changes in this case. So as you can see, watch changes here, it tells you that this one needs Sheets add-on. This is required. The Sheets add-on right now is not working, so we cannot use it. So otherwise, this is what you will use. And then you will have your module. And what you will do is just click add, and then you change the name of the webhook you want. or keep it like that and then click save. I'm not going to click save because I don't need this module, and I'm going to delete it right away. All right, so this is how you access modules. And then, so the same thing, when you need this, you're going to click the plus sign, and then you're going to go to Google Sheets and select Get Range. So the next module is the one that is creating the file name. So the file name here is simple prompt. The system, the content. So I'm going to go slowly so that you can screenshot it if you so choose. So it is going to take what is in column A, which is the topic, and then create a title that is at maximum 40 characters. This way it's not too long. And then that's it for this. It's a short prompt. And then the tools module here is going to create variables, several variables. So as I said, the audience is not mandatory. So, and if it is empty, I don't want that to break my automation. So that's why I added this. If the if B3 for the specific row we are working on is empty, I want it to default to small business. And then I also have more variables. The file name, it's picking from the number 4 here is create a file name. So it gives you the number of the module plus the fields. So I like to name my modules, to rename them so that easy for me to find them. This one is create file name. And so it's going to take the result of that and then put it in this box here. And then it is important to know which row you are working on, which row is being updated, which row where you have a topic. So the row number, I am calling the row number here from this get range module. And then these are the 3 variables that I created. So, and now next is the prompts for creating the post. So the prompt is the brain of your AI. So the prompt that I written here, feel free to change them if you so choose, and or amend it any way you want. And so this is the prompt. I gave it a role, and then I gave it the task that it needs to do, and then the tone of voice. And then I told it, this is the information you need to use. You have a topic in 3A, and you have the audience, which is in the variables. And once you have that, there are more detailed instructions about what it is supposed to do. I wanted to really think deeply about this, to research any identified pain points implied in the topic, and then and then I gave it the structure to follow also. And I think, so I need to put this a little bit so you can see more of this. And so the other settings here, so this is the other settings that you can see for this one. And that's it. And then the same prompt is put into this one. So this prompt is exactly the one we saw here. And this is different. So I am going to show you the prompt in this one. So the prompt is, it is to take what is there and write it, incorporate the best element from both drafts, ensuring that it aligns with a given topic and audience. And then I am reminding it, giving it context here, so that it knows in which context those two versions were written. And so the context, it gives it what was the topic, what was the audience. Based on that, they have draft one, draft two, and now your task is to use draft one and draft two, and knowing the context to write now the final post. So this is the prompt uh, and then I also try to use emotional prompting here to let the AI know that this task is very important to the success of my company. So I am really counting on it to write a compelling LinkedIn post. And then, so that's it there. And um, now that the final post is written, I wanted to write some titles. So with AI, giving it chunks of work to do is better than trying to cram everything, asking it to write the post and the titles at the same time. So it's gonna create better outputs when you give it small tasks to do. So this title, so the prompt here to create the titles, this is the prompt to create the title. So it's going to take the final results. So this is the final post, number 8. So, and the final post. And then it is going to create several titles. And then I gave it examples of the output so that the final output is in JSON format to allow me to um, pick the different elements and put them in the different columns. So that was important too. And so when you need it to put in JSON, you also need to specify the response format that it needs to be in JSON. And with ChatGPT, if you also tell it to parse it in JSON, it can parse it directly. So you won't need another module, JSON parser, to parse it. So when I do this, it gives me all the elements. So I can, so I'm going to cancel since I have this. And now I am going to, so it's going to go to the Google Sheets. You're going to click here and link the sheets where you're tracking the data. And then you're going to ask it to map all the things that have been created so far. So for topic, you don't need to map anything because the topic is entered, the audience was entered. So, but the file name was created. So we need to put it in the column. And the first pass created by ChatGPT, we needed to put it on. We need to also put the version created by Claude. And then we need to put the hybrid version that combines first pass from ChatGPT and first pass from Claude. And then the titles, title 1 to 4 to 5. So we need to add those. And then I put the default title to be title 1 so that if you forget to update or I forget to update that, when the content is planned to go live, so everything will be captured. So, and that's all the mapping. And then the Google Doc, which is going to be saved in Google Drive. So this is the module for it. So it's going to take the file name from here, where it was created, module number 4. And then it's going to pick the title that we chose. And then it's going to put the results of the in here. I am picking. I did pick ChatGPT 6. I think 6 is ChatGPT. So yeah, yes, 6 is ChatGPT. I chose ChatGPT here. So you can change this and put it final and put it Claude. So once you test it and you decide that you are more comfortable with Claude, you can put Claude here. If you find the final output to be better than those, so then from your experience, you can put it where you want. You can put whatever you want here. And then you're going to tell it where to save. So this is the Google Drive that it's going to save the information. And so that's it. Now we are going to test it. So let's test this thing. And I am going to okay, so we are going to put a topic. So I am going to move myself out of the way there and move something down. Okay, so I am going to pick a topic. Well, so let's run. So this tend to be the app script tend to be slower than the make for sheets module, if that was what we were using. So I am going to go to input a topic. So I will put screening job candidate is challenging. And then I'm not going to put an audience. I will just let it run. So I am going to give it more boost. So as I said, this one is slower than so I'm going to make it go again. So now it's going. So yeah, so the app script sometimes is slower. So I gave it another boost and then it went. And it's going to go through and create this. And we are going to examine the output. Okay, so it is done. Now we are going to go to the spreadsheet. So this is the information it put on the spreadsheet. It populated everything. And I am going to shrink this so that we can see the end of the row better. So I am going to resize this to 40. Okay, so we shrink. Yeah, so that shrunk now. So it populated all these things and it also added new here. So now this row is no longer going to be run. So we have something here. And now we can go look at the outputs. And then I am going to show you the filters. I forgot to do that. I will show you the filters. So let's look at the first output. This is about recruiting being hard. And so I am going to move this so you can see. And I'm going to move myself back here. And now you can see this. So what ChatGPT wrote, so you can read it. I'm not going to read this. It will be boring. So read it for yourself. This is what the output is. And I will never recommend that someone take an AI output and directly post it. So it is important to review this and make sure you are comfortable posting it before you post it. AI is making life easier for us, but quality control is still very important. And this is, let's look at the output from Claude. So Claude, this is what Claude outputs. And so you can read it and see which one you prefer. Yeah. So having a system is going to save you a lot of time because you don't have to think about anymore where to start. Anytime an idea pops into your head, you just write it in the spreadsheet and then everything will be taken care of. Your job now is to review to make sure it is okay for you to post. And now I am going to show you the different filters to make sure. So in this one, I added a filter that um, checks column P to make sure that um, it is there is nothing in column P. If there is nothing, does not exist, that means that the content has not been generated. So if there is nothing, the content has not been generated. So, and then next, um, there is, let's see, do I have another filter that I need to talk about? All right. So I think that's all the filters that are there. So, okay, so this is the end of the first portion of the automation, which is the content generation part. I hope you enjoyed this video. So, and I will see you in the next video, which is the scheduling portion. All right. Thank you for watching.